more like on a serious, I guess you could say a serious topic. Blade, well, so far, and it's definitely gonna be more. Blade and Daredevil have officially shut down production temporarily because of the writer strike. So, yeah, there's going to be some more. It's going to be some more pushbacks. The writer strike officially started on May 1st. Is literally going almost into 2 weeks. It'll be 2 weeks this upcoming Monday. And the last writer strike ran from 07 to 08. It lasted 100 days. Mm-hmm. The longest writer strike was back in 88. It lasted 152 days, I believe. And if you want to know why we have an influx of reality shows, that's because of that 100-day writer strike back in 07 and 08. So when you think of all these, when you think of like Love and Hip Hop, so when we Love and Hip Hop, Real Housewives of wherever, all of that came from that because they needed shows to fill in those gaps. So you know they could only do reruns, but so long.
Writers out here, I can help y'all. I'll just do a payment plan. Whatever y'all need, I would do a payment plan for my own money so y'all can start writing these shows again. I
don't think you can afford it.
I'm gonna write a letter because you're right. Because James Gunn, all these directors, Ryan Reynolds, all these people, they can't write now.
Like Ryan Reynolds said that he can't. Like if it's anything like for instance the new Deadpool movie. Even though he's like a writer on the movie, they said that he cannot do it because it's a contract and you cannot cross that union line. They said if you cross that union line, you can get sued. And it's a lot of money that you can lose. So a lot of money that you don't want to pay.
I think I got a hot take, man. I think I got a hot take.
Okay.
I think Marvel should shut it down. I think
shut what down?
Everything. Because I think Endgame was their height, and I don't ever think they're gonna get back to that, like ever. And
that's gonna always be the apex, but they won't.
And since then, just the world, not even because of them per se, it's just things have been happening in the world where it's just like that momentum is gone. COVID hurt it. Right now, like Tori is saying, the writer's strike is affecting a lot. Chadwick died, Jonathan Majors. It's just like so much is going on. It's just like, bro, just shut it down, bro.
Thanos snap this shit, bro. Let it go. Let it go.
For real.
They not about to let that go because they said now that DC got James Gunn. Oh no, we got to stay in the game.
They said,
now that we might have some competition, now that we might have some competition, we staying in. We may be ahead, but you know the story of the tortoise and the hare. MCU is the hare, and DC could be the tortoise, and we know the story how it is.
No. Do not do that to DC.
Nah, we won't do that. Don't. Hey, if you would have said
the Flash,
if you would have said the animated
movie, I'm like, it was excellent.
If you would have said the animated universe, then you could clear that easily.
Hold on,
the universe is good. It's really good.
I know how you feel about Ezra Miller. Is anybody seeing the Flash opening weekend?
I'm gonna see it though because I feel like it's gonna be, I don't know when it comes out. I thought it comes out in November. Don't it come out in November?
16th.
I know in June.
June? Okay. Yeah. Damn.
You definitely seeing it.
I don't know if I'm gonna see it opening weekend.
Bruh.
I might bootleg it. I ain't gonna lie.
Hold up, bruh.
If I do watch it, I'll just wait for 45 days for it to come on Max. I can't call it HBO Max anymore.
What'd you
just
say,
wait for it to come on Max.
I said, why you go bootleg? You about to wait? Yeah, do what Tori said. Wait the 45. Bro, what's going on with that? I think they not putting the movies on there too. I'm not gonna hold you low key. I think they missing some movies. Where's John Wick, bro?
I feel like DC
John Wick, out the phone was fire.
Movies.
One of the best movies I've seen this year.
Facts.
I'm saying people be on HBO, right? Because it's been 45 fucking days. Don't they got the contract for the Wick series? I don't know.
It's been on Paramount.
It's quick fact. John Wick has actually made more money digitally than the movies. Like after it's made like a lot of money.
Yeah.
So that's why they haven't put it on yet because people are like renting it and
buying it. Okay. I can believe that because I haven't seen it nowhere yet. And they even took a lot of money.
John Wick on Peacock.
Go to movies with a 3 and 2 Z's.com.
I refuse, bro. Hey, I read that joke. I read that joke, bro. Huh?
I said I'm be watching the Flash on the TV like this.
Yeah, wow.
But you know what? But you know what? Actually,
bro.
is going. You know what? I think the movie that's going to be the sleeper this year for DC is Blue Beetle. I think that's going to be the sleeper because a lot of people don't know that character like that. But the trailer actually kind of sold me. But a lot of people from what I've heard from those who are in the Hispanic or Latino community, however you want to put it, they said the only thing that's going to hurt this movie for them is George Lopez. A lot of them do not mess with George Lopez at all.
Ass, boy.
They do not. They have it's a sector of them that have a disdain. And I forgot what it is he did. It was very public. And it was something I don't know if it's something he did or something he said that pissed that whole community off.
He basically shut down another Mexican comedian that said that somebody compared him to George Lopez and he was just like, fuck that. There's only one Mexican comedian, that's me type shit. You know what I'm saying? Now nobody rock with him.
And they didn't like that comment, and they haven't really messed with George Lopez like that ever since.
They like SpongeBob Curry.
So I would say if anything hurts that movie, it's probably going to be him. A lot of people were saying like, why did they even cast George Lopez in this movie, considering that this is one of the first movies ever that has a pretty much predominant Mexican Latino cast? They said they could have cast any other Mexican person to play that part. Based on the trailer, they could have.
They knew Lopez would get a reaction.
It was for marketing purposes because he's the bigger name.
Yes.
And
even though he's not the lead character, but he's the bigger name. So
it is.
And I was gonna say they kind of play up on that because there was a lot of fire behind him saying Batman was a fascist.
People was mad about that.
People was mad about that. I saw that.
Don't say nothing.
When I saw that comment, when I heard that comment in the trailer, I said, "Oh, here come the think pieces." They typing it up right now. They about to turn that camera on, and sure enough, that's exactly what happened.
Funny as shit, bro.
But no keyboard. Writer strike / Marvel hot take up right there. One thing I do agree is that they should pay them people because a lot of them people make some great things that we see today. Writers are not paid a lot. The people that's in the movie be living in mansions and they be living in sharing rooms and shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Real quick, Pat. If y'all really want to see, and the writers, but also the VFX people, they don't get a lot of love either.
Yeah.
If you watch this episode of Rockstar, what's it called? The Rockstar. It's the Rockstar channel on YouTube. New Rockstars. He basically did an interview with one of the VFX guys that was on that did Loki, and the detail it took just for not the shit blowing up, not the world building shit, but the TemPad shit. All his job was to do the TemPad, like the little digital like interfaces. That was his whole job, and it took months just to put the screen on this little TemPad or on the monitors or even miss minutes. That shit takes time, bro. And these motherfuckers aren't paid like they should be. 100%.
And it's a trickle down effect because like, see how it's like it's a writer strike now, but then it goes on long enough, it's going to turn into something else. Because I was reading an article on Deadline that literally broke down everything from like television shows, late night shows, game shows, soap operas, movies, how it affects the overall economy.
All entertainment.
It literally is all connected. And if this stays on for a while, it starts to trickle into other little economies as well, even outside of Hollywood. And the thing is, they're predicting this strike can go longer because you got to think the last one, you were still dealing with like DVDs and Blu-ray. This one, you're dealing with streaming. Yeah. You know how many streaming platforms there are, especially when 2020 with the pandemic, there was so many streaming platforms popping up. Netflix was not the only kid on the block at that anymore. You had Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN, Paramount. BET, Paramount, Peacock, CBS. Discovery. It was like literally a different streaming platform popping up like every month for that whole year. And people was like, and the thing is, remember the conversation was with all these streaming platforms coming up, And what HBO Max was doing when they were doing that straight to streaming thing with their movies, with the movie, the same release date, same streaming, are people going to go back into the theaters anymore? That was another question. And then some theaters ended up shutting down. AMC almost lost their business, after being around for so many years. Like they was literally on ice. Like they literally, it was almost no more AMC. They luckily got bailed out by this big company that saw that they could survive and thrive, and luckily it paid off for them. But even then, even still 3 years later, it's still a lot of companies that are still here, who are still trying to recover from all of that. And then you got to think these writers, they live out in LA, in Hollywood. That cost of living out there is not cheap. California is one of the most expensive states to live in. And I know this because when I went out to LA for my birthday last year, that gas was $6 a gallon. Good luck finding anything that says $5.99. It was expensive. When I had my rental, when that gas set got halfway, I was at the Shell gas station, which was like not far from the hotel I was at, because I refused to have that gas go all the way down to damn near E, because it will cut you off. It will cut you off. If you had to put over $100 in your gas tank, it would cut off at 100, and you had to put your car back in to continue to fill it up. So yeah, the cost of living out there is ridiculous. And they like Al said, they don't get paid a lot. A lot of them have roommates. You'll be surprised by how many writers do not live alone. Like they have to live and share rent with other people because they don't get paid much. You got to think, at a time, remember back in the day when we used to watch sitcoms, you remember how long those seasons used to be? 22 episodes. You used to have 22 episode seasons back then. You would have 11 episodes, and then you have a hiatus, and then you have another 11, and it would cut off right there. They would go in hiatus and start the season back up again in September. That's how it used to be. Now the seasons are shorter, and they pop up sporadically. You might have seasons that start in the winter. You might have one that starts in the summer, one in the spring, one in the fall, and then on top of that, they may take a year off and then come back a year later, sort of like what they did with the last season of Game of Thrones, even though that was a terrible last season. But they took like almost 2 years off just to film and produce that whole last, unfortunately, trash season that we got and put it out there. Same thing with House of the Dragon. They not coming back. Well, with this writer strike, who knows when they coming back? So
I don't know if people watch P-Valley. They did the same thing. P-Valley.
I'll do.
They stop P-Valley.
Yeah. P-Valley is another show that got caught up in the writer strike too, so they can't do nothing either. And I was gonna say, Last of Us. They just had their season, their first season started in January. And they're on hiatus right now. They can't do nothing until this is over. So it's like a lot of stuff that's going to play into this as a trickle down effect.
Man, I gotta grab the whole stuff. I'm not about to pay, man. What I gotta do, bro? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a joke. It's not funny. I'm trying to laugh it off from the pain, but these people need to get paid, bro, because y'all sitting on top of all this money and not try to spread that money out, man. They want to hit the Kodak with the money spread in their arm too. They writing a movie.
And also, too, not only are they competing with streaming now, they're also competing with AI. Because now they're saying that there's a lot of artificial intelligence writing these scripts.
A lot of iRobots going on.
Like they're putting AI in these rooms with human beings to help write these scripts. It's getting real iRobotish out here. It really is.
Bruh, niggas doing Drake. Bruh, I know somebody that literally was doing. You know what's so sad? Talking about AI skirt conversation. Shout out to the writers, but we need to talk about AI real quick because it was on my subject.